Well, the first I heard that bats might be out here in the Piako catchment was when Dr. Kerry Borkin from DOC contacted our group, mentioning that she had done a study about 20 years previously and found bats then, but nobody had really looked at bats in the Piako catchment since then, so it was a complete unknown whether they would have persisted. We were able to obtain a loan from the Waikato Regional Council of 5 automatic acoustic bat monitors. All you have to do is put it up in a tree, you can leave it there for 2 to 3 weeks and go back, and then it'll collect data on the bat echolocation calls going past, and that tells you whether or not you've got bats and how many nights they're there, how frequently they're flying past.
So New Zealand only has 2 land mammal species that are native, and one of them is the long-tailed bat, and that's what we've got here in this area. It's a species with the highest threat classification status that we can get in New Zealand. It's nationally critical, and it's that because of the rate of decline. They're likely to be going extinct in a whole lot of places without support.
People just seem to be really enthusiastic about bats, fascinated by them, and they want to find out more. I think it helped that when we did do the initial study, we found quite good bat activity throughout almost the whole Piako catchment. That suggested that bats are everywhere in our catchment, and so it's a chance for everyone to get involved in looking after this threatened species. I think maybe that's why people were excited as well.
So one of the things that I think is really important and has helped bats remain in the Piako area is that there's this river that runs through part of it, the Waikato River, and it has a forest alongside that bats can roost in and feed along. One way we can protect bats here in the Piako is to support work that's happening in places like this. Planting programs, predator control that targets possums, rats and stoats, that all helps bats survive. Protecting those old trees, keeping them in the landscape, those are all good steps that you can take as a community to help bats in your area.
The feedback we've had from landowners is that they're keen to protect bat habitat, they're keen to control predators, but they need help, and the help they need is technical and financial. The challenge for us now is to figure out how we can provide landowners with the support they need, and so we'll be working with other partners, with regional council, district council, local businesses and iwi to figure out a way forward to establishing better tree protection to protect the bat habitat and working towards a predator-free Piako.
Sadly, if the population goes extinct here in the Piako or anywhere, it's going to be very difficult to get them back. There's been no successful translocations of bats in New Zealand. We've got to protect them before they disappear.